Well, good morning. Great to be with all of you today. I'm wondering, have you ever maybe taken a tumble or had something happen where you got an owie? Have you ever had an owie? Probably. Have you ever had an owie before? And you needed maybe a Band-Aid? Yeah. Because maybe it was a little cut or a scrape that happened? You guys maybe aren't awake yet. Yes? Yeah, okay. Great. Well, that's very common for us sometimes, and maybe we put a Band-Aid on for a while, and so the owie can heal. And sometimes when we take the Band-Aid off, maybe there's even a little mark there, and it takes a while for that mark to go away. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes that happens, doesn't it? And sometimes we have to be patient so that it will heal and feel better. Well, that little mark that's left, maybe when we had to wear a Band-Aid, is called a scar. So sometimes we have those scars for a while, and sometimes they fade away. And so I think if you are ever in a situation where you're like, I wonder what we could talk about, maybe it's new people, here's a conversation starter. You say, tell me a scar story. And maybe they can tell you about one of their scars and how that happened. I have a scar story on my finger here. I have a little scar. You probably can't even see it, but it's right there on the top of my finger. And I have a scar from a little accident I had when I was just a little girl, but I still have this scar. And then I have a scar up here. Do you see that little scar right where my part is in my hair? And that happened just about 2 years ago. And you can still see the mark. Had a little tumble and had a little scar right there. And I think scars in some ways, when they heal, are helpful because they remind us of something that happened in the past, and maybe there's a story connected to that. But they also remind us of the power of our bodies and the ability we have to heal. And we have a God who also has the ability to heal us. And so sometimes we wear those scars on the outside, sometimes on the inside. But the good news is that God heals us with his wounds. And we have blood inside us too, right? Inside our skin. And Jesus' blood was shed for us. And today we hear a story of scars that show what he did for us. Marks in his hands and in his side. A reminder that by his wounds, we are healed. What God has done for us in Jesus grants us a healing and peace we can find nowhere else. And that is a great gift we have of faith. So will you pray with me? Will you fold your hands and close your eyes and bow your head? And repeat after me, Dear God, thank you for the gift of Jesus' life, death, and resurrection. Thank you that by your wounds, we are healed. May we continue to share your good news with the world. Amen. Thank you so much for coming forward today. You're welcome. Please rise for the reading